Okay, there we are. So, hello, everybody. I guess for the recording, I am Jennifer Weston, facilitator of this fine group on behalf of the cataloging interest group organizing committee members whose names are listed at the top of the agenda. We welcome you and so glad to see everybody. Um, I did not put the link to the agenda. I'm just noticing that on the actual agenda, but if you um, didn't see the link in the chat, I will post it one more time. I don't think we've had anybody new join since I posted that. All right, Jonathan, good morning. Currently working on an exciting cataloging project. Woohoo, I love that. We're preparing your first group of Library of Things objects. Oh, we can't wait to hear all about it. I'm sure you were inspired by last month's cataloging interest group program to take on Library of Things. Good luck, John. That makes me very happy. All righty. So Taryn's here with us. Taryn, would you like to give any sort of introduction since I've given you no warning about that at all? I did bring your notes in that you send out for every time.
Hello,
Hi there.
I'm Taryn. Um, I don't have anything prepared, but I was just here to answer any questions that anybody
Nice.
has. Um, if
Yeah.
everybody reviews the worksheet, the first tab just has a few links to some basic information about Bug Squashing Week. The second one has the list of test servers that are ready and running with things to test. And of course, cataloging and circulation are two of the big things to
Ooh,
make sure everything is working on there. Um, Most of the cataloging should be the same as what is currently in production. Um, but if you are on an older version or if you want to test one of the cataloging patches that has been applied to one of the test servers, they're all categorized in that second column, then please do. And of course, if you test anything else, find anything else wrong, please create a Launchpad ticket for that if there isn't one already.
excellent. And I checked late yesterday or early this morning, and you've been very busy today. That's all I have to say. You've been very, very busy today.
Yeah,
There's a lot more on the list.
yeah, I just maintain the first server, but
Mhm.
Equinox and Mobius are kind enough to maintain the other ones, so they've gotten all those installed. And I have not had a chance. This is my fifth meeting today.
Ugh,
So I haven't had a chance to update the list. So some of those that are marked ready to test are already tested. But I am slowly going through and getting that updated right now.
we completely understand those days. We'll be able to tell by looking at the bugs. Okay, marvelous. It's also good to see those that are ready to that have been signed off too, because that's exciting to see it happen. Okay. Thank you, Taryn. Everybody, that was Taryn. Taryn, this is everybody. The group if you don't know her. Let's start with, does anybody have anything that they are looking at the list that they want us to start and look at together? Otherwise, I'm just going to grab a bug and we'll look at it and then we'll just kind of talk through
The
the process.
the 852 bug
Can I have
down.
a row number?
Yeah, it's down, butternut, the first one.
Aha. No call number, prefix, and suffix. Let's do that.
Because I am looking at it, but I'm not entirely sure how that is set up to be tested. Because I would really love to be able to import, holdings with a prefix, which I'm currently doing for a new library, except that you can't do prefixes, so I have to go back and
It's
add
just my
them
computer
in
being
batches.
ornery. Let me try that again. There, it was just okay. Just
It's
appears
just technology.
it is. It's been that day. There's no reason for it to be slow, but in fact, it's drawing its energy from me today. Okay. It just appears as call number, prefix, and suffix. Okay. Has anybody here not participated in bug squashing before? Please say so, because I am just digging right in, and we can certainly slow down and talk about this process and introduce it in a way that's more friendly. Otherwise, I'm just going to start mumbling as I read through this thing. Terrence's Launchpad's been getting a lot of bot attacks the past few months. Yeah, it is slow. And sometimes we can't get there at all. So we just wait. and then be forever grateful for those that are fighting the bots for us. Yeah. Okay, so let's read this one. Doesn't appear as call number, prefix, and suffix are gathered for the 852 data in the OAI MPH endpoint in Evergreen. Okay, who reported this one down? Okay, Josh. He's working on a branch. Prevents duplicate 852 fields from being created. Is there ever any scenario where we need to have two 852 fields for owning library and copy circ library, which we don't use? Okay, I'm going to skip over that. I'm not trying to create problems there. Charles, you've not done bug squashing, and you don't know Angular, and I wouldn't know what to do. Okay, we're kind of in the same boat. As catalogers, we're not expected to know this. So we look at things like this, and we think we don't know how to test it, so then we'll ask the questions. And I'm very glad that Terrence here too. And sometimes it just means that there are some bugs that we just can't test. We can add our comments to about why it's important to us and how it's used and how we'd like to see it in the cataloging workflows. But sometimes things like this, we see the effect of it, but not necessarily the mechanics of it. All right, let's see. So Josh has pushed things 4. Okay, what's this? Change how the Z fields for reference hold, circulating, visible are handled. Doesn't quite follow how Mark export handles it. Z subfields, is this explicitly about export?
Well,
Hey,
the
Carol.
852 is import.
Right, that's what I would like to switch it to use the 852 format as the Mark export script. It adds call number suffix. Well,
He's
oh,
saying, is
let me
he
read it again.
saying,
Mhm.
is he saying that it's currently importing in a different format than it's exporting? So he
I
wants to
think
use the same
so.
format?
Yeah.
I think so.
I don't know what OAI PMH means.
I looked it up. It's Open Archives Initiative Protocol for Metadata Harvesting.
Oh,
It's a
that's a
harvester.
handful. Yeah.
It
Yes,
is.
because I didn't know what it was either. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So,
I think EBSCO has started using it as one of the options for pulling for the discovery layer.
That makes sense. Because they don't want Mark records necessarily to continue to be the path forward. So but they have to interpret them. Okay, I'm gonna let that go. I'm not adding anything valuable at the moment. Okay, I was going to better note those so we could log in. All right, so now we're just gonna log in to the server that it's on. Admin demo 123. Passwords are provided. Get that out of the way. Okay. We'll register this in just a minute. Will these get cleaned out? All right, now I'm just taking it personally that it's so slow. We'll reread this while we're waiting on it. Okay, so I'm getting this now. So really what we're looking at is the Vandelay, the importer. We're going to add call number, prefix, suffix, full call number, which is prefix, call number, suffix combined, part, full call number plus part. That's creative. Active date and copy number. I'd like to switch that to using the same 852 format as the Mark export script. Okay, let's see, are they really different? Yeah, butternut is cute, isn't it? Because it's bug squashing. You get it, Charles? So we're stuck with the squash theme. All right. Am I logged in yet? I am almost. Okay. We are admin demo 123. And you'll have to register your workstation. You just choose one of the libraries and then you use that one. And then admin demo 123. And all that's provided for you. There, so there's a password. There's also a list of, and we've got them linked over here. If you want something other than an admin login, there's a list here to the Concerto test database login. So if you'll want to log in as a cataloger or a cert desk person, that sort of thing. Oh, Taryn, I'm glad I could share the butternut humor from over here. Okay, so I am now looking at the import and harvester. So how are we going to look at this? OAI and pH. I don't know that we can test it other than just see if we agree with the general spirit of what he's trying to do, right? Is that kind of...
Yeah, because I was looking at it and I was comparing the record editor import item attribute definitions with
Mm-hmm.
what we have set up currently, and this is under where are we? This is under the Mark Batch import export.
I'm getting there. All right. And so you're looking at
The holdings import profiles.
Yep. Okay. And we have to look at our ancestors. There we go. All right. So yes, 852 has been the
852.
tag that it says export format, but that is the one that we use for importing, right? I mean, that's
Right.
So it's not
Yes.
that we're using to, it says export, it's a little confusing.
Yes.
But we've always used it for importing. Or it's
Or
frequently
it's
used for importing.
yeah,
There
so
might be people that don't.
exporting, well, no, import can be 949. So it's
Yes.
not although it looks like they use 999 there, but we have 949.
True.
But I'm
Let's look at
looking
this.
at,
What's in here?
what's in there, and
Mhm.
I'm not seeing anything that would distinguish the prefixes,
True.
etc.
No color. Copies 852. Gather for the 852 data in the endpoint in Evergreen. Okay. Where's that live? If we try just checking the documentation, is it in the Evergreen docs? This is, live. We're just doing this stuff live.
But anyway, this is exporting, but we would want it for importing as well because,
Mhm.
again, that's important for us
Okay.
anyway.
So the responder here, Carol gave us a nice official name for it, can act as a data provider, exposing the cataloging to harvesting through the OAI2 protocol. Okay, I think this might be beyond our testing ability.
Okay.
Anybody? Elizabeth, because you've got your camera on. Have you seen this used before or know how we might be able to interact with it? Think you might be muted. It just doesn't work. Okay. I didn't mean to cause trouble. It's just know that you've seen. Nope, nope. Gremlins today. Okay. Well, I'll watch chat. Because again, we move on. I'm going to see what this other thing is we have. Yeah, there's not anything else in the documents. Maybe somebody want to reach out to Josh and say, hey, is there anything we can do? Oh, data provider support. There are 2 entry ports. Hey, I'm just going to share that. Again, I'm entry ports. Sets for bib records are currently based on some stuff. That's implement. Okay, something's partially implemented. Okay. Photographic mapping of assets to 852 subfields. There we go. It looks like it was a subset of what we do on import and export currently for specifically this data harvester. Am I interpreting that correctly? Literally searching the documentation. Thus, concerto with record one will have, yeah.
Exporting. So
and OpenSurf for default configuration.
So I guess what we want to do maybe is search the catalog for something with prefixes and such, and then export, and then open up the mark to see if it actually exported.
Yeah. Call number gathered in the endpoint at Evergreen. That's the sticky point right there, right? The endpoint.
I don't know that we can look at or reach the endpoint through the
That's
staff client. I
yeah.
think this is a like need the third party or somebody with database access.
I'm going to say that. I agree with you. Do we need someone with database access?
And I mean, this might even be one of those bugs where you can't really test it on a community server. You need to, like, somebody needs to put it on their local test server that has these kind of third parties already integrated.
Yeah. Just in case anybody, the only reason I'm making notes is in case anybody else's cataloging world looks at this and says, I don't know what this is, and we might can save them a little bit of time. So let me just say we not to change. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. The change in the blah blah. The thing we said before. Endpoint, interport. Trying to use the right words there. Good enough. Okay. I'm just going to say that. Endpoint in the staff interface. Okay. Let's see. Change. Endpoint in the staff. We need some. We will be happy. Okay. I don't need to be happy today. I'm just not. Okay. There we go. It's enough. Okay. There we go. So also good policy for anybody who's just that if you look at something and you, especially if we're having conversations like this, it is helpful to share your thoughts, even if we weren't able to resolve it. Okay. So that one we will save. We won't save. We just can't move along. All right. And we learned that there's a harvester out there that's running in places we can't see it, but it seems nice to me that it's looking to be consistent with moving data in and out, whether we're doing it directly or behind the scenes. Okay, so next, that was exciting. Anything else we can look at that we can actually test today? Let's see. All right, so we
Well,
did
thank
that
you for
one.
looking because, I was looking at it and trying to figure out if it was just my brain not understanding.
Well, why don't we stay with unless anybody else has anything that would look like I was just going to go.
The next two have been signed off.
Okay, got it.
I saw them come through my email, which is exciting that
Excellent.
they're signed off.
It's very exciting. We've been testing that merge profile for feels like a while. That's excellent. All right. Next one's circulation. We'll see if there are any other cataloging, then we'll come back. Angular Holdings editor, the working barcodes. Yes, we did miss the newly created item. Signed off. Okay, so now we'll just start from the bottom up. Negated phrase searches return incorrect results. That's what it is. During checkout, close the patron record with shortcut key.
The negated phrase search one, I think
Mhm.
would benefit from catalogers looking at this one.
Okay.
I did some initial testing and Mike fixed some things and then I did some more testing, but I'm not like 100% confident in the fact that like in what I was supposed to see and that I was seeing it. I think his last fix does fix it, but I think
This is
people
311
with more
plus. Okay.
cataloging knowledge than me looking at the results and saying yes, it's returning what it should, or no, it's not returning what it should, would be what is needed to get this over the finish line.
Gotcha. All right. So reading your notes then from the last testing, you search for keyword contains handle and title does not contain trumpet concertos. So that's the negating search. And how it shows there. On a server without the fix, you get no results. Server with the fix, you get 7, but one of the results is the title that it should not have had. And he asks for information, testing. Okay. It's finding a title field that does not contain that phrase. We can't today set the title class to combined because combined version index vectors are stripped of term position information. So the built-in phrase logic doesn't have enough information. We'll either need to do that or just the non-combined logic. Okay, let's see if he gave us a better, not a better, but a clear answer there. Okay, so new branch, follow-up to address the only negated stuff case. This only covers general non-phrase negated terms. Okay, so we can't do phrases like trumpet concerto. We can do trumpet. It's just one word. Kind of like when we started out with the words that, spelling. We started out with the spelling words, just one at a time before we got to phrases. Okay, as well as improving start in anchored search. Bible butternut. The post-it note. Okay.
And actually, if you go back up, there's one more set of me testing there.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yeah. This was
Original
back in
search.
March, so I don't fully remember where I got to.
The fact you remember doing it all is very impressive. Okay, search for keyword contains handle and title does not contain trumpet concertos now returns the expected results. Okay, even though it's a phrase. A search for title contains concerto and author does not contain Bach returns 86 results. This number is expected with 91 total results for title. On a server without the fix. Okay, let me slow down. The number is expected with 91 results total for a title search, and there being 5 results where concerto is in the title, and the author is Bach. Okay, so 91 minus 5 is 86. On a server without the fix, I get results for titles with both concerto as the title and Bach as the author. All righty. So far, so good. A search for keyword contains concerto and author does not contain Bach returns the expected results. I get no results when both of my terms are keywords. For example, a search for keyword contains handle and keyword does not contain trumpet concertos returns no results. Okay, I expect to be able to include and exclude keywords in the same search. I would think so too. Yes, I would absolutely think so. That would be kind of the purpose of negating. It's unfortunate that the advanced search form does what it does. If it just left the explicit joiner off, it would work fine. All right, the explicit Boolean joiner is telling the backend to avoid combining clauses at all cost. Okay. So if we did our own Boolean joiner, we could work around it, but that's not really the point. All right, so he's telling you why the joiners are being created as we're typing in our terms. The explicit is treated differently internally. It lets the user attempt to say, I really want you to not combine these terms. All right, we can either remove the back end or tell the front side query construction logic to stop adding those explicit joiners. Latter is probably overall a better match with the simplicity of the front end. He took away the explicit joiner. Okay. And that's where we are. So shall we try the search that you did before? So handle is the, okay, so we'll look for concertos.
I think the search was keyword handle and keyword not trumpet concertos. And there's a lot of concertos in the test.
Yep.
Yeah. But
And
I
do
think rather than doing the minus, you want to actually do the join with, change that to a not. Oh. Oh, sorry, the matching does not contain.
Got it. See, so I'm so used to
And you need to add an
it.
E to trumpet.
Spelling. Okay. Trumpet concerto, singular concerto. Okay. Let's see what we get. It was the phrase that was causing the issue then. Perhaps.
I don't think it should make a difference, but I'm pretty sure I did all my testing through the OPAC.
Okay. It might make a difference.
It might. I don't think it should,
It should not.
but that doesn't mean it won't.
Here, let that just turn for a minute. Really don't have anything else open here either. Other than what you see. Do I? Nope. Alrighty. Stop. That look right. Keyword for both.
So,
Okay. That was fast. Or do we want title, not keyword?
well, I think we just want to go in and see if we have a trumpet in those results
Got it.
in the title or anywhere in the.
Mhm. I'm just doing titles really quick first, and then we'll, because it's keyword, it should be anywhere. Okay, 6 for 6, huh? Okay, okay. And I did the entire consortium, so let's see. Trumpet. A concerto, but not trumpet concerto. Okay, that one passed. Just those. That one passed. Open the mark record. Silly. Mark record. Now let's see if we've got the word trumpet. Nope, no trumpet. If there's a faster way to do this, I'm open to it. Otherwise, I am fine just continuing this way.
Well, it's already working better than it was before because looking back at my notes, my problem was I didn't get results for
Uh-huh.
this search previously when it was both keywords.
Well, then we are
A
winning
step
gold
ahead.
stars. We are. One gold star, no trumpet. I'm just going to stop at trumpet. That's all I really need to look at. 2 more, just to be incredibly thorough. What else can we try to do to break this one, though, to see if there's anything we haven't thought about? Okay, look at that. Good news. I would still like to see the search finish, and it's just not going to. The staff client, this user interface.
Maybe try opening it in a new tab and doing just a completely different search.
Okay.
Well,
Music.
maybe try one that isn't doing that just to see if we get results, period. Like just do a search for music to start.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. 107, just like that. And it could just been the moment. So let's try now. Oh, the same box right there. So he should not show up at the top next. 104, but there he is. It didn't work. Contains music, does not contain Bach, but it very clearly contains Bach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, did not pass. I did a keyword search. Let's do it in same in the public catalog. Again, shouldn't matter. So keyword contains music. Well, let's just do the same thing again. So search. Oh, I know. Okay. 107 does not contain Bach. And keyword does not contain Bach. Now we're down to 98 in the public catalog. And let's see if we have names over here. Now why? Okay.
I think Bach would have shown up because there's
Yep.
definitely more than one. So yeah, it's working in the OPAC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he would have been up there. And it's, as you say, definitely more than one. And I did exactly the same search, right? Music keyword, Bach. Okay. Music keyword, not Bach. Exactly the same thing we did here. Contains music, does not contain Bach.
Yeah, I've tried a couple of searches too, and they're different in the staff and the OPAC.
Okay.
Which is really weird.
I do wonder with this one whether it would be worth splitting, like having a new bug for the fact that it's not working in the staff client,
Mhm.
and possibly it would benefit from some more testing in the OPAC, but it might be worth having those as like two separate bugs so that we can
Mhm.
get the OPAC
Sure.
fixes in,
Yeah.
and then recognize that the staff client should behave in the same way.
Yeah. I agree.
But I wasn't confident enough on what was happening and what might still need to be tested to sign off on this one. And also I didn't test that final fix.
I like the suggestion though. I think it's always a good thing if we can, if it's not breaking anything and it gets us closer to fixing part of it. Yeah, let's fix the OPAC and then come back to the other. I should put the whole numbers in there we had. Okay, just music was. 107. $98. Okay. Make sure I'm on the right bug. It's helpful. Yep. I can't type while everybody's watching. Okay. Limits results to 98.
We all, or most of us, share that problem. So you're not alone.
Same search, same search on. And Bob is still included in the results. Not excluded as expected. Okay. This is. We suggest moving. Signing off. Should I sign off on this bug? No, I should not be signing off on this bug to fix the to release the fix to the OPEC. And opening a new bug. Creating a new bug, whatever. Creating a new bug.
I think this bug could, like this fix could benefit from somebody spending a little bit of time going through and doing all the different potential searches and some combinations just so that like that somebody confirms that all of my previous testing still holds true and is behaving the way somebody like I think this one needs more than one eye to say, yes, this is all behaving the way it's expected to.
I'll just take my editorial piece out of there. But as a group, we know. Okay. So anybody out there that has watched us do this and you want to continue to spend time on this bug, testing in various different scenarios and documenting what those are so that we've done a more robust shaking of the tree, that would be good. Okay, there we go. If anybody wants to follow up on my notes, feel free to. That's a really great example. There's a reason we have week-long testing because we can't do it all in an hour one day, right? Shall we go back? And again, really anybody that's here that wants to continue doing that testing, now's a good time. So what else are we looking at? Check out. Yeah, I know. A bug squashing day, I can't imagine, Taryn. It's just, I'm happy to have this dedicated hour to look at two things. It is so much better. All right, what do we have up here? As I'm moving up, self-check, we'd have to set up self-check. It takes a little bit of time to set up self-check. Reporter takes some time to set up. Longer time than we have. Add a clear button to the email on Angular Reporter. Has that one been looked at?
And I think they may have still been setting up that server this morning when Elizabeth
Okay.
wrote that last comment, so I'm not sure
Okay.
if that server was quite ready yet.
You can take a quick look. Fix coming for. All right, let's see what. I'm going to leave that open. Let me close out these others we've been looking at, and then we'll look at Jennifer's note there. Oh, keep this open though. Okay. I am reminded that I do get the chat notes, so I'll need to make sure we save those. Okay, save them there. Okay, so here, holding templates editor name should be consistent. Absolutely, it should. I don't even
One
care.
of our texts has a fix. It just hasn't been pushed back yet. But we
Okay.
just went with the names that I said I wanted.
Okay. I'm looking at Chris's note too. This is exciting. Okay, let's look at names because we have lots of opinions about names. Holdings editor, holding templates. See, I've already done that. The holdings editor template. Okay. The naming of the holdings template editor should be consistent. The tab in the holdings editor is called administration with a heading on that page is called holdings templates. If you go to create new templates, yes, it is called item attribute template editor. So we got two things going on there, holdings and item. Possibly the tab should be called Holding Templates or Holding Templates Admin. The interface should remain as Holding Templates, and the editor should become Holding Templates Editor. I have absolutely no complaints about that. It's also an issue with the Holdings Template Editor via administration, local administration. Yes, it is, since we finally got those synced up. All right. Thank you for championing this one. So let's look, just anybody have any comments on the actual phrasing? Let's look at where these things are. Is not the OPAC. Well, let's do the local one first. That's easier to get to. So Holdings Template Editor. And then when we open it, it says Holdings Templates, which is
And
open the
then
right one.
hit create template.
And it takes you to the same screen you go to, sort of. And there it says Item Attributes Template Editor, which is clearly incorrect.
So
Well,
we
inconsistent.
changed that to holdings templates editor.
Okay. Which makes sense because it's bringing you from Holdings Templates. So you would think you would be doing the Holdings Template Editor.
And it
Yeah.
includes call number information, not just item information, because you've got the call number, prefix, and suffix now included.
Oh, that's great. Which is why it becomes Holdings.
Yeah.
Got it. We don't have any on here, of course, but okay. Alerts, tags, notes, and stats. Great. So prefix, suffix will be there. Okay. Oh, I can't wait to see it, but I love that. So then if we go in through the other way and just find add holdings,
See,
administration.
I
That's what
just
that
don't
says.
like it being called administration, so we've changed that to holdings templates to match the heading on the page there.
Yeah. I like that too, because admin is, if the idea is that other things are going to be on this, I don't really see the structure of other things living there now. I mean, it's really just the holdings templates. There's nothing else going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
A plus.
So watch for that coming. He was gonna try and push it this week, like push it back to the community this week.
Okay, we agree with you. Lovely.
Yay! Thank you.
Very nice. Sure. So thank you. That's wonderful. For a while we lost the preferences name. I forget what they tried to call preferences instead of preferences, but I'm glad preferences is back.
Oh, I'm trying to remember what it was called, but it was like
Yeah.
details or something.
Yeah, it was whatever it was, we said put it back. So I blocked it out, as we should. We all should. Okay. Item attributes is still fine because we have holdings. Item attributes make sense. Preferences is fine, and then that will say holdings template. Great, because that's really what it is.
And it's nice now because when you go, if you go into the currently named administration
Mhm.
tab, um, no, yeah, and hit create template, it takes you to exactly the same place that
Right.
the local admin menu takes you.
Hmm.
So it's one editor as opposed to the one editor in the local admin and the one editor within
Yeah.
the existing editor, holdings editor. So I think it's really nice that it's consolidated into that single interface for editing.
Yes. Which is how we got out of sync. And for a while there, you couldn't create, they didn't talk to one another. So if you created a template in one version of this, it wouldn't necessarily show up. Like if you created it through an item and then you created your holdings template, it wouldn't show up in the local admin version of the holdings templates. So I guess
Mhm.
this is that fix because it's really just using the same thing. The same.
Yes, it was the old format that had the field for item alerts, the old school item alerts. And
Oh,
we
right.
run into that libraries who created that in their templates and they're coming back to haunt us now. And we
Mm.
can't edit them in the client. We have to go into the database to get them out.
Oh, gosh. Is that a time
Well,
limited thing though? It's not continuing to create the problem. It's just the ones that were created with the old version, right?
yeah,
Not,
I don't
but
know if the template is like covering over what the old one did, and they're continuing to create these
hmm.
alerts or not. But we have SQL queries to ferret them out.
Right. Yeah, you make sure you are on it. I know, but gosh, that's a stumbling block you didn't need. But hey, it's all one screen now.
It
With
usually comes up because they'll check something in and get an alert that they can't touch, can't do anything to.
right. You see, yeah, I was going to try to create that. I'm not going to do that right now. I don't want to create one that's not working, but I'll put it on the notes. All
But
right.
related to that, if you go back to administration and local administration, one of the things that we're doing for our upgrade to 317 is we're just getting the holding template editor legacy option out of there because we don't want people to accidentally
Mm,
use the old one. I
yep.
don't know if these two versions will create conflicts like Mary is talking about. But we're just like, no, we
No.
don't want it visible. It will still be accessible through Create New Mark Record, uh,
Uh-huh.
because you can still get to the three versions ago now holdings editor, if you create a new mark record using the fast item add.
Hmm.
And there's a bug for that. And if anybody wants to add heat to that,
Yeah, drop it in the
I
chat,
will find it. Yeah.
and we will certainly do that. Yeah, we don't
Because
have
it's
fast
the
add on
old
here.
mark editor and the old old holdings editor through that create new mark record.
Man, that brings back memories.
Yep.
Ooh. So is
And
it the
it
kind of thing, are you just having it
this bug.
just removed for you, or are you thinking that it's the kind of thing that needs a flag, a org unit setting so that
Well,
libraries
this
can disable it?
we're leaving this, but we're just getting rid of the legacy holding template editor because we still need to be able to create new mark records.
Yeah,
It's just what
that's
we're
fine.
recommending at this point is that if you're using the create new mark record,
Mm-hmm.
create like the very basics, save it, and then go into the
Yeah,
catalog to actually do anything else. And don't
absolutely.
use the item add or the add item because, yeah, you end up at
You're asking for
I
trouble.
think it's, yeah, three versions ago holdings editor, which I'm worried about it causing conflicts, like Mary was talking about.
Yeah,
Um, yeah.
yeah. And we like archives, but not 3 versions ago that lives there sneaking around. Yeah, yeah, I've long, yeah. anytime I use this, I'll just do a brief record and then wait until it's saved and clean it up later.
There's no tag for it. Um, but I think that this, and I put it in a comment, I think that this bug should be a blocker for 4.0. Like until this interface is Angular, it should block
Yeah.
4.0 like some of the search stuff is.
Hey, Taryn, can we get a blocker for 4.0?
I'm sorry, I was not paying attention.
No, that's okay. We are just talking about this one that I'm looking at right now. With the Create Mark record still uses the old AngularJS editor. This is the first one we've encountered that we think should truly be a blocker for
Okay.
4.0.
Do
but
we
we
just
don't.
need a new tag?
I think
Is
we
that-
just need a new tag.
Okay. Let's
Because
see.
there's a staff catalog blocker, but it's
Yeah.
not, I mean, it could be used, but it's not exactly staff catalog, which is why I
Mm-mm.
didn't apply that tag. And it's not circ, so I didn't use the circ blocker.
Yeah. Trying to think what to name it that will be easy to remember for everyone. Just Angular 4 blocker, I guess. Or
That makes sense
no,
because then we can
I don't know
apply
where I
it.
came up with the 4. Or
We said 4.
yeah, version Evergreen
said
4
4.
blocker, I mean, not Angular 4 blocker.
Yeah. Let me not click in there.
Let's see. Just a second, I will add it.
Because something like that could then go across a whole bunch of different things and make it easier to pull up all the things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would sync us.
Okay, it is added now.
Thank
Should
you
be
for
able
listening
to.
to my pitch about this bug.
Absolutely.
So I love the renaming. So the least we could do is, you unearthed, there be dragons. If you just keep going down the path to get back to this AngularJS editor here, we don't, nobody needs that. We don't accidentally end up there and not know why and how. All right, we have a few minutes. Hey, Chris, do you have a microphone? I'm interested in this working OAI record link for Butternut, but you say you've got it, you'll figure it out. So will you just let us know what your testing finds? And fill in the blanks we're clearly missing on the harvester. He will. Now look at this real quick. Okay. I'm just sharing on my screen what Chris has shared in chat so that he's working on it now to figure out how to get item data. But there we go. But we need item data with the 852. I got it. So he's on his way. If you have something you want us to look at, we will be at the ready. Some of us will be to look at your item data with those extra subfields. All righty. Got just a minute or two left. Anything anybody else wants to look at or any bugs that you have on your mind? Because this is absolutely a fine time for that. Style issues. Of course, you don't have to stop testing just because the call ends. Encourage you to continue testing all week. If you have questions, send them to the list. You can send them just the cataloging list or the main list. And Taryn's wonderful to answer any questions you have, but send them to the group so we know what's up. Hide the clear these holds button setting is not. I've looked at that one so many times. I'm so glad that one is finally signed off on. Clear these holds. Okay, it looks like a lot is signed off. This is excellent. All right, that's it. I would be remiss if I didn't go back to my notes and say, in addition to testing, some of the other things you can do, and looking at any others that might be new here, is if there are those that simply need to see if they are still legitimately bugs. This new plus cataloging quick link we have there, we have more than 100 and we've had more than 100 for a while. And some of these are really old. That new tag is completely misleading. That just means nobody has confirmed them yet. So if we kind of do this search by number, we'll tell you what's the oldest ones there. 2160570. She left them alone. Okay, so here's this oldest one. So we just need to see if they're still legitimate. So sometimes just testing that and then leaving a note to say if it's legitimate or not, it can also be quite valuable. If you tested, say what version you tested on, and either say it's still a bug or it's relevant or it's not. It's a good way just to kind of get used to Launchpad and then looking at some of these systems. If you'll be testing on whatever system you have access to, if there is not a bug on one of the test servers that's available for bug squashing now, something you really want to test, send it out to the list and see. Or there are community servers. Did I? Yeah, here we go. Well, I didn't update the standing agenda items today. The old links are still there. And this is just on the website anyway, but the community demo servers, I think, are on 3.16.6 if you need a community demo server to test. So there you go. So if you need something to test on other than whatever your current system is, there you go. So you've got a community server if it's not on the test server for testing. Okay, let's see what else we have. I keep trying to mark TPAC bugs won't fix, but nobody will let you. We'll let you, absolutely. +1 to that. That's okay. I'm trying to think how we can put enough heat on something that says don't fix TPAC bugs. I don't know how that works, but we're behind you. All right. But the hour always goes by very quickly when we're together. Yeah, maybe 4.0. Maybe that's it. After 4.0, there's just a moratorium, no TPAC of any kind. All right, well, I am going to end with our list here. I will pull from the chat. I will share it. I'll put it in our notes. All right. Thanks for the testing. Thanks to Jennifer and Taryn and Carol and all for bringing bugs that you wanted to look at and sharing progress that you're making. Some really great stuff. And I'll see you in August. Thank you so much.
And thank you as always.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.